Oops. Sorry, and you can see how it looks here. And you can see this is the image that comes out. That report in the image you just text out. This is what it looks like that. So you're
You know, we got quorum.
How many do we need on this?
Bob.
No, he's a chairman.
Yes.
Yes. How many do we have? This is 1, 5 or 6. We need.
Yeah, he's totaling them up now.
Good. One. Mary Liz, you want me to kick it off?
I'm just gonna say a couple of announcements and then we. Yeah, I'm just instructed to say the meeting is being recorded and will be posted to the LLTS website. And I think Eric, we had wanted to go around and do introductions. It's easier for him to.
It is.
Take
We have
it.
to know.
There is now with Blackwater County Planning and the MPO.
Dan Reese with Luzerne County, living in the MPO.
Rob Manzello, Luzerne County Transportation Planner.
Jessica Edwards, Lackawanna County.
Eric Middleton, Lackawanna County Transportation Planning Manager.
His name is Lieutenant Penn for 8839.
Dean Roberts, PennDOT Central Office Planning.
Tom Riley, Associates representing City of Scranton. Richard Owen from PennDOT District 4.
Candy Bright, Orcas Manager.
Good afternoon. It's Bob Fume from Luzerne County.
I'm
Okay,
Kent
now-
Jackson from the Hazleton Standard Sleep.
Hi, Bill Gaughan, Lackawanna County Commissioner.
Chris Chapman, Northeast Planner with DCED.
Romilda Crocamo, Luzerne County Manager.
Owen Worsbit, I'm the Operations Director for Lackawanna Heritage Valley.
Marie Bishop, Planning and Programming Manager, District 4, PennDOT.
Hey, good afternoon.
Gerard.
Gene Proshak, Federal Highway.
Gerard Babinski, District Dredge Engineer, District 4.
Justin Botchick, PennDOT Central Office.
Kathy Bednar, Grants Coordinator, Luzerne County Transportation Authority.
Mark Barry, City of Wilkes-Barre Grants Coordinator.
I think that's about it then. Guess now I can give them a little disclaimer. As per the requirements of the Pennsylvania Sunshine Act and the federal public notices requirements, this meeting was advertised in the Street Times, Wilkes-Barre Citizens Voice, and the Hazleton Standard Speaker. This meeting and agenda were posted on the LLTS MPO website 24 hours prior to the meeting. Meet the requirements of the Sunshine Act. I'm doing this in person, so I'm a little off here. I stutter over some words. Thanks for your patience. Thanks for having me. This is our biannual TIP approval meeting. For 2 years, probably the most important meeting we may have. So this MPO likes to combine their public meeting with the MPO meeting, which is well within their right. So that said, we'll go down to item number 1, public comment. Do we have anybody from the public around or on the phone that would like to comment on the documents that were listed on the website that we plan to approve? Rob, I will note that you did have a public comment from your team.
Yes. D&L Trails.
And I don't mean to speak for District 4, but I imagine Sue will say that they were very much will coordinate with the group when they do those projects.
Yeah.
Great. I didn't get cleared it, so I must have said something. It was okay. Is there any other discussion items not listed on the agenda that anyone here would like to bring up? No, great. That'll bring us down to action item number 3. Approval of the April 9th, 2024 combined technical and coordinating committee meeting. I believe the minutes were on the packet that was sent out and also on the website. If you want to take a minute or two to look at those, that's fine. And I'll take a motion for approval. Okay, as the member of the technical committee meeting, do I hear a motion to approve the minutes of the combined technical and coordinating committee meeting of April 9th? So moved. Kate made the motion. Sue seconded. All in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Bob, I believe I throw it over to you as the coordinating committee chair.
Thanks, Dean. So just state your name if you make the motion, please. Need a motion to approve the April 9th, 2024 Combined Technical and Coordinating Committee meeting minutes. Need a motion from the coordinating committee in a second.
Rich Roman, I'll make a motion.
Thanks, Rich. Any second?
Tom Riley, second.
Thank you. Anything on the question? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? It's all yours, Dean.
Thanks, Bob. That'll bring us down to item B, the 2025-2028 conformity determination, air quality determination report. Just as a little background, the LLTS MPO area is in attainment according to the 1997 air quality standards. However, there was a lawsuit a couple of years ago said that, yeah, even though you're in attainment, you never did any monitoring of those standards. Because of this, the LLTS, MPO, and a couple others are considered orphan areas where they are in payment, but there were still the determination reports that are part of our monitoring. With that said, we always put this at the top of the agenda because this is a document that has some teeth. It's pretty much comes from EPA. So with that stated, this was another document that was online on the LLTS MPO website. Supply it to anyone here if they need be, but do I have a motion to approve the air quality conformity determination report for the LLTS MPO for the 2025 program? Thanks, Mary Liz. Do I hear a second to the motion? Thanks, Kate. All in favor of the motion? All opposed? Motion carries. This, Bob, I'm just going to handle these first two together and then I'll hand it over to you so you can do them together. Okay, so the second document, item C, is the air quality resolution. That document is that we're just saying the testing at this MPO is attesting to the best of their ability and their knowledge that if the program is adhering to these standards determined by the 1997 air quality standards. With that, once again, this is an item that's pretty much put onto us by EPA. So with that, may I have a motion to approve the 2025-28 air quality resolution? Sue makes the motion. Do I hear a second? Barb here seconds the motion. All in favor of that motion?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Bob, I'll turn it over to you to do the first two.
Okay, we asked for a motion from the coordinating committee to approve the conformity determination on 2025-2028. So we have a motion from the coordinating committee.
Rich Roman, I'll make a motion.
Rich, you have a second?
Mark Barry, second.
Mark, thank you. On the question. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Next, we move on to C, need a motion from the coordinating committee to approve the 2025-2028 air quality resolution. Do we have a motion from the coordinating committee?
I'll make
So
the
moved.
motion. Summarize.
Ramilda? A
Yes.
second? We have a second?
Second, Tom Riley.
Thank you. On the question? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Dean?
Thanks, Bob. I'll take us down to item D, the MOU for the 2025-2028 program. This MOU just lists a set of regulations or set of outline or the tenets that we follow when we make changes to the TIP, both transit and highway and bridge. I think the important thing to know is that we are talking about federal funds in this case, administration of federal funds. So if in the thumbnail, if we're adding projects with federal funds that are not on it, will trigger an amendment. Also, I would note that if we had a cost increase or decrease of $3 million for this MPO, that will also trigger an amendment. This is pretty much the same document we've had since the late 90s. We refined it here in, tweak it, whatever, since then. So shouldn't be anything new to those people who've been around. So with that said, I'd like to hear a motion to approve D, the MOU for administering the 2025-2028 LLTS. Here, second. Very good. Thank you very much. All in favor of the motion? All opposed? Motion carries. Bob, over to you.
You're on mute.
You're on mute, Bob.
Sorry. So need a motion from the coordinating committee to approve the MOU for the 2025-2028 LLTS. I need a motion from the coordinating committee.
So moved.
Ramilda, do I have a second?
Mark
Okay.
Barry, seconds.
Mark, thank you. On the question. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, Dean.
Thanks, Robert. That takes us down to item C, self-certification resolution. This resolution attests that to the best of our ability, this MPO is following all the regulations set forth in 23-450 CFR. If we are knowingly following the receipt planning process to the best of the ability and capabilities of this MPO. And Gene, I didn't know if you're on the phone, if you wanted to add anything. If not, I'll just make a motion that the resolution. It's something that isn't new. It's something that we have to approve every tip update cycle. Gene, do you have anything to add, or am I good, buddy?
You captured it pretty well, Dean. Yeah, this document is done every 2 years as part of the tip adoption, and like Dean said, it lays out the transportation planning requirements and the other things, including like Title VI and civil rights and other statutes. It's all listed here in the self-set resolution, and then the MPO just attests that they were following those regulations and the federal requirements as part of the transportation planning process.
Thanks, Gene. With that, may I hear a motion to approve the self-certification resolution? I think Sue made that motion. And Kate seconded that motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Over to you, Robert.
Can I have a motion from the coordinating committee to approve the self-certification resolution?
Rich Roman, I'll make the motion.
Rich, second.
Second.
Second, Ramilda. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay, Dean.
Thanks, Bob. Takes us down to item F, our environmental justice analysis. I believe this was done by Michael Baker and National Forest this year. They have done it for a couple of MPOs in the last couple of 8 cycles. The environmental justice analysis shows us where our low income and minorities are, and in relation to our projects, our project mapping. Also nothing that is new, but we keep on tweaking it, try to make a better product over the years. Once again, it was on the website, and if you want a copy, just let us know, or anybody from the MPO know that it is out there. Please, Dan, you had a comment on it, that was addressed by Michael Baker. So here are no questions on the environmental justice analysis. Like to hear a motion if we can approve the environmental justice analysis 2025 LLTS program. Thank you, Sue.
Second.
Thanks, Kate. What would I do about Sue, Kate, Mary? All in favor of the motion?
Aye.
All opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Bob, over to you, sir.
Thanks, Dean. Motion from the coordinating committee to approve the environmental justice analysis.
Mark
Do we
Barry,
have-
motion.
Mark, motion second.
Rich Roman, I'll second.
Rich, on the question. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? It's all yours, Dean.
Thanks, Bob. If there's any questions at any time, please just go ahead and you can speak up. I'm sorry, I'm not, doesn't seem like I'm giving an opportunity to anybody to talk. Takes us down to item G. I'm not going to go through all those, but it is the nuts and bolts. It's our tip, it's our highway bridge, our interstate tip, which is considered second tip, even though it is in District 4, transit tip and our statewide tip. Those are all listed on the website. Once again, they're on NDOT's website. With that stated, do I hear a motion to all the tips listed on the highway, bridge, interstate, transit, and state? Thank you. Do I hear a second? Thank you very much. All opposed? This is all in favor. All in favor. Aye. Motion carries. Bob, it's all you.
Thanks, Dean. Need a motion from the coordinating committee to approve the 2025-28 tip package. All the items that are listed in the tip package. Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion, Tom Riley.
Motion by Tom, a second. I can second it. On the question. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay, Dean. That motion
Thanks, Bob.
carries.
My goal, Bob, is to fail at such a level to get replaced. Good luck. Takes us down to item H, 2023 tip actions. And I believe we have a couple items where a vote is required, and I believe Steve, hand it over to you, buddy.
Steve,
You got it.
everybody online hear me okay? So I won't cover the administrative actions because they're for information purposes only. They were sent out prior to the meeting. However, we're going to move into MPMS 9128, which is our SR 115 project over 81. This is a construction cost increase. This project was bid on May 23rd with notice to proceed hopefully on July 22nd. Construction cost increase of approximately $8 million to get the project through to bid. This project will be contingent upon central office PMC approval. And I'd like to thank central office for assisting us with some funding to the region to get this project through to bid and completion here. So I'll take any questions if there are any on the project. Otherwise, we'll be looking for a motion and approval. SR 115.
Do I hear a motion to take them one at a time? Do I hear a motion to approve the SR 115 over 81 low bid construction cost? Kate McMahon. Steve Sue seconded it. All in favor of the motion? All opposed? Motion carries. Bob, let's have you take that.
Sure. We have a motion from the coordinating committee to approve the SR 115 over I-81 low bid construction cost.
Mark Barry motion.
Mark motion second. Do you have a second?
Rich Roman second.
Rich second on the question. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. It's all yours, Dean.
Okay, that'll take us down to this, the second amendment. And Suey Parkway reconstruction. Steve?
Okay, as Dean mentioned, in our MOU conversation, that anything that required an increase of approximately 3 million would be an amendment. So this project is the Sansui Parkway reconstruction project, and we are moving out of preliminary engineering to final design. We received an estimate and the agreement that requires an increase to the program of approximately 4.7 million for final design, including the addition of $2 million for right of way and $250,000 for utility. Again, these are preliminary estimates at this time as we're moving into the final design phase to really establish what the cost will be. These funds are coming from a series of savings and reserve line items, and we'll be looking for an amendment to motion to approve this increase on the final design right away.
Okay. May I hear an motion for the Sansui pre-construction phases in a total of $4.7 million? Thanks, Mary Liz. Second? Thank you, Clark. All in favor of the cost increase?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. To you, Robert.
Thanks, Dean. Could I get a motion from the coordinating committee to approve the Sansui Parkway reconstruction increase? I believe the total of 4.7 million for project. Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion, Tom Redden.
Thanks, Tom. Motion by Tom, second. Do we have a second?
Rich Roman, I'll second.
Rich, thank you. Any questions? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? It's all yours, Dean.
I'll just note also that for Sansui that did receive central office PMC approval on June 12th.
Thank you. If you're following along the agenda, that'll take us down to 4 discussion items. Up next is the summer project management with Robert and Eric leading the way.
Thanks, Dean. I'll start for. We have 2 projects for the summer. But first we have project 115720. This is a bridge rehabilitation in the state of 3020 Linden Street over Lackawanna County Rail Authority in the city of Scranton. The average annual daily travel is 7,363, and this is set to let on the 24th of October. And then lastly, in Lackawanna, we have project 113723. These are roadway improvements on 32 Commerce Drive at the intersection with State Road 1025. The average annual daily travel is 2,961, and that's also set to let on the 24th of October.
Okay, for Missouri, we have NPMS 9006. This is a bridge preservation on State Route 2026, Main Street over Gardner's Creek in Laughlin Borough. The average daily traffic is 3411, and this is scheduled to be let on 7/11. Okay, next we have NPMS 100508. This is a bridge replacement on State Route 1005, Principal Road over Becker's Creek in Jackson Township. The average daily traffic is 3595, and this is scheduled to be let on July 11th. Okay, next we have NPMS 110085. This is a bridge replacement on State Route 239 over Pine Creek in Huntington Township. Average daily traffic is 1318, and this is scheduled to be let on August 8th. Okay, NPMS 79525. This is a bridge replacement on State Route 4024, Grassy Pond Road, over Laurel Run in Ross Township. The average daily traffic is 333, and this is scheduled to be let on August 22nd. That will conclude the lets.
Any questions for Eric or Robert? Thanks, John. Takes us down to item B under 4, federal certification review, summary. Gene, I think you were going to mention something on this.
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Dean. Yeah, just to give an update of kind of where we are. We're still coordinating with FTA. That coordination is taking a little bit longer than we had anticipated, but we hope to be moving forward with the scheduling the MPO briefing meeting within a few weeks or so, which will precede the completion of the final report and the issuance of the certification for the MPO, which that certification is due in November. So we hope to have a little bit more information to share in the near future, and we will keep both the MPO and PennDOT updated as we move along through the process.
Any questions for Gene on the federal certification review? Thanks, Gene.
All right, thank you.
Takes us down to item C, where we have the fall. Give you a quick update on fall planning partners meeting being held this September, I believe 24th to 26th at the Penn Stater in State College, Pennsylvania. I think feedback came to us last year that our planning partners like to have the 2.5 day instead of 1.5 day event. We're using the Penn Stater because it fits a few more people, and I haven't seen an agenda yet, but I think it'll be something about trying to make all our processes better when it comes to program adoption and so forth. Kate, I know you've been involved. Do you have anything to say here? Kate's no longer involved. That's bothering us. Here's any questions on the fall planning partners? You can reach out to me anytime. Takes us down to item D, our big streets and roads for all. Progress report. I believe Mary Liz, I have you for this. You and Rob for this.
Rockland County grant, we have awarded the contract to Bowman Consulting. Tentatively have been meeting staff and the consultant team, which is Bowman, and then some consultants, Valley in Motion, environmental planning, and NV5. That's Thursday morning. Outline our game plan, our timeline. Concerns a little behind.
Yep, for Luzerne County, we've been officially awarded the grant in the middle of June. So that's good news. We're currently in the process of fine tuning our RFP request for proposal. That will be going out within the week probably. So once that goes out, we'll post the request for proposal and then hopefully get some good bids back.
Thanks, Rob. Thanks, Mary Liz. Any questions for Mary Liz and Rob on this subject? Hearing none, that'll roll us down to E, complete street meeting. Mary Liz, I believe I have you for this.
I'm going to kick to Eric because he already coordinated that. And he's
Sure. So, as part of the UPWP we had in Fleet Streets meeting, we did our kickoff meeting on June 5th with our stakeholder groups. And prior to Fleet Streets prior to Safe Streets for All, we had Complete Streets. And they're gonna run parallel together. So we're hoping to use our Complete Streets Committee meetings in the future to generate ideas that the county staff and MPO staff can take back to our various consultants to try to help us build our Safe Streets for All action plans. So we're hoping for that. And I believe our next Complete Streets meeting is tentatively set for probably late August, early September.
Thanks, Eric. Any questions for Eric on Complete Streets? Thank you very much. That'll bring us down to item F, long range transportation plan update and timeline. I don't know, Brian Funkhauser, are you on the line? Or are you in Peyton?
I'm here, Dean.
Okay, Brian, I'll turn it over to you, my friend.
All right, thank you. And good afternoon, everyone. Again, I'm Brian Funkhauser. I'll be the project manager for the LRTP update for the MPO. And the MPO staff has actually already begun the update of the LRTP. We met 3 weeks ago today, as a matter of fact, to kick it off internally among staff members, along with representatives from PennDOT and FHWA. And just as a reminder, the previous plan was adopted back in February of 2021, and the MPO is required to have an updated plan by March of 2026. So this is something that's really going to be dominating the MPO's time and attention over the next several months. And we're going to be providing the MPO with project briefings throughout the process to keep you up to date on our progress. But with this cycle, we're going to have the opportunity to work on an LRTP update free of any of the COVID restrictions that we had last go around. This slide here, LRTP briefing. For our briefing today, I just want to update you on 3 primary areas, including our team, major elements of the plan update, and next steps. This slide just shows how our team is organized. I mentioned that I'm going to be serving in the role of project manager. I was also the manager for the MPO's previous long-range plan. And more recently, I worked as the project manager for the update of the NEPA MPO long-range plan, which was approved back in January. Michael Baker, just by way of background, Michael Baker is the prime consultant, but we're also joined by 2 specialty firms on this effort, including Rockland Planning, which is led by former PennDOT Deputy Secretary Toby Favre, and Wordsworth Communications, led by Julie Johnson. And we have a long working history with both of these firms, and they really operate as an extension of our staff, just like we're going to be working as an extension of the MPO's staff. Some of the other people on the org chart here I wanted to point out include Dan Zakaris, down there in the lower left corner. Dan led the recent work on the congestion management process, and Casey Bodiger, who will be my number 1 on the LRTP. I also want to mention Tom Phelan, who appears there in the bottom center of the screen. Michael Baker recently hired Tom. He was a key member of the team that updated Pennsylvania's freight movement plan back in 2022. And we know that the MPO is going to need to be addressing freight issues within the region, and we're glad to have Tom on board to help us address those challenges through the plan update. Our next slide discusses some of the major components of the long-range plan. And the plan is going to include all of the traditional things that we typically address as part of an LRTP update, including the items that you see here. Beginning with the plan profile, we're going to be giving the reader an overview of the region's existing transportation conditions, system performance, and such. There will be stakeholder engagement. There are going to be public meetings that are going to be scheduled throughout the 2-county region, stakeholder interviews, as well as a steering committee that's going to meet 5 times over the course of the project. The revenue forecast down in the lower left corner of the slide there This really ties the plan's investments or the project listing to its available budget. So the plan is not a wish list, but we need to be able to document the amount of revenue that the MPO could reasonably expect to receive over the life of the plan. And as part of this, we're going to be consulting with PennDOT as it issues financial guidance on this, probably sometime early next year. I'm thinking maybe March or April timeframe. We just adopted a tip here today, and the MPO is going to be working on the next tip, the next program update, beginning here in just a couple months. So the work never ends. So we are looking to have financial guidance information available for us to work with by next March or April as part of developing the revenue forecast. And then the investment plan there at the center left. This is really the heart of the plan. It's going to include some of the short and long range investment needs. We're going to be drawing from the 12-year program as well as candidate projects that are going to emerge as part of this planning effort. And then finally, I'll just touch on the performance measures there in the lower right corner of the slide. MAP 21, when it was passed over a decade ago, put more emphasis on performance measures and performance measurement. And this is reflected in the work that we do in updating long-range plans, just to ensure that through our planning, we have mechanisms in place to help us report back not only on progress, but also on system performance. And we're going to do that across the areas of the transportation system safety, condition, and reliability. Our next slide just provides an overview of our project schedule. Just a quick look here at our schedule. Again, we are aiming to have the project completed by March of 2026. And you can see how we're going to be engaging the steering committee as well as the MPO over the life of the project. You see that one bar there in developing the investment plan there, task number 7. This is something that we're going to be spending more time on as part of this update. Last plan update, we did not spend any time on project prioritization. And so that's something we're going to be addressing as part of this plan update, developing criteria, running candidate projects through a prioritization process. And so we've budgeted more time within this cycle for that activity. And you see that reflected in the schedule there for next year. Under goals and actions on our next slide, in addition to the project listing, this is really the heart of the plan as it relays the priorities and the initiatives that the MPO should be supporting in coming years in order to advance the regional transportation system. And as general practice, we typically follow the federal planning factors as an organizing principle as to how this section of the plan is going to be arranged. But you can see from the list that it really does address all of the necessary components that address safety and efficiency of the regional transportation system. We're going to be looking at things related to safety. How well does transportation support the region's economy, the environment, intermodalism, as well as new areas that FHWA wants us to explore, including areas related to travel and tourism, as well as housing. And all of these things were reflected in the MPO's RFP for the long-range plan when it came out several months ago. So these are all areas that we're going to be coordinating with you in developing action items and strategies for moving forward. And finally, I'll wrap things up with a few words about next steps. We do have another management team meeting that's going to be held next week on the 16th. We're going to be discussing the composition of a steering committee. We've been working with the staff there and identifying individuals who would be appropriate to serve on a steering committee for the effort. And we'll be working on getting that developed. We're also working on initial data collection. Some of the initial tasks that we're involved in include developing a profile of the region's transportation system in terms of its condition and performance. And so we're working on a data collection related to that and starting to develop a profile that we'll be providing for your review here in coming weeks. So we are looking forward to working with you, looking forward to working with the MPO on this project, on this plan update. We are going to be planning on providing briefings and updates to you all along the way as the work moves forward. So we'll have more details to share with you at future MPO meetings.
Thanks, Brian. Any questions for Brian? Thanks again, Brian.
Okay, thank you, Dean.
Bring us down to item G, the Eastern PA Freight Alliance. I believe I need it for that.
Sure, where we're not studying with the part of the state. The Valley, 11, Valley is the lead MPO. 2 months ago, about 2 months ago, we received a draft. Some concerns among the discussion with the MPOs was that it was top heavy on data and a bit light on recommendation. So we went back with the consultant WSP, we had a meeting. Working on revising the plan, going to have more of a user-friendly document and the data and appendices. They're also working on a presentation, give to all 5 MPOs and all of the document by all 5 MPOs at the end of the year. Sticking with our schedule back probably us. Also working on an MOU to formally extend the line it's going for the implementation plan, build strengthen numbers. Similar guidelines in North Michigan are.
Thanks, Mary. Any questions for Mary Liz or Kate on this? Appreciate the effort. Takes us down to item H, funding and grant opportunities. I'll be bringing it to you, Rob.
Thanks, Dean. We have some nice grants to talk about. The Clean Heavy Duty Vehicle Grant Program, which closes July 15th. Not just school buses, but also transit buses and trucks. And basically trying to convert some of the older vehicles to newer zero emissions vehicles. Safe streets and roads for all is what me and Mary Liz just talked about before. And this is a grant to help people achieve Vision Zero and safer streets for our public and our families. Next, we have an energy efficiency and conservation block program that closes on October 31st. And this is conserving energy that pertains to transportation, which is some of the things that pertain to us is replacement of traffic lights and street lights to conserve energy. And last but not least, I have the SMART grant, which closes in a couple days, but it's a powerful grant that closes on July 12th. And that is a grant that promotes smart technology items, and that includes smart technology traffic signals.
Thanks, Rob. Any questions for Rob? Appreciate it. Leave that takes us down to item 5, progress reports, and the first up is PennDOT Connect. Mr. Fisher?
Thank you, Dean. In coordination with our counterparts in the central office, we had a municipal outreach session on May 7th. Attended by stakeholders. Covered a lot of information, including NIVI and resources throughout the day. And additional tech support, similar to what we did for Dallas, where we helped subdivision and ordinance. We out of the municipal outreach session, we have referral forward. So very successful. Open to anyone else that needs more additional information.
Any questions for Steve on PennDOT? Thanks, Steve. Should take us down to 5B, LCTA update. Kathy on the line?
Dean, it's Bob. I'm going to speak on behalf of LCTA. So just an update on our transit development plan. We have a draft plan together. We've just completed public comment on the plan. We are reviewing public comment now and seeing if we are going to make any adjustments. If not, we are going to move forward with getting everything in place and going out to the outreach, the marketing of the new routes and plans, et cetera. We looking to implement the plan and the new routes come October. And at that time, we'll also be implementing the microtransit service. Microtransit will be part of this DDP. There are 3 zones we have for microtransit. 2 are the business parks and 1 is over in the Nanticoke Glen Lyon area. So we do have that plan all together to move on in October, but we will be working towards that as we go along. If there are any questions, Kathy or I can answer.
Thanks, Bob.
Okay.
Any questions for Kathy or Bob on the LCTA update? Thanks again.
Thank you.
Takes us down to item C, the state transportation, or the state transportation, the STIP update in the STC. The STC has a goal to have 1 meeting a year, travels around the state. Just so happens that this next meeting on August 14th will be held here at the Courtyard Marriott here in Scranton, Pennsylvania. This meeting will approve the 12-year program and also STIP. And there's some people in this room that were invited. It's probably one of the more important meetings in the past. When they come here, we've had tours. I'm not sure. And at this time around, they've done some hybrids now, and since the pandemic. The STC approves 12-year program and STIP, then STIP is then submitted to FHWA and MPA, I believe EPA. They begin their 45-day review of the old documents. Any questions on the STC meeting? No. Then brings us down to item D. Our next meeting looks like it'll be October 8th. I believe it'll be a combined meeting. We'll be here.
Yes.
We'll be here. Is it better that I just stay on the phone and not show up? But anyway, that's October 8th. Any questions on the next meeting? Now, 1 o'clock. Brings us down to item 6, other business. Is there anything else for the good neighborhood? Bob, I got nothing, sir.
If there's anything else from the coordinating committee at this time. So we just ask for a motion to adjourn, Dean.
Yeah, do I hear a motion to adjourn? 8, you second.
Motion from the coordinating committee. Rich, second. I'll second. Sit, Dean.
Good. Thanks, guys. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks.
Thank you.
High school